You have your wine. It's 5 o'clock someplace. Cheers. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. It's been 12, 14 hours every day. We're down to just the owners and myself and our warehouse manager running the entire operation. So it's Groundhog Day every day.
No, we're not going to meet up and hang out, okay? We can't do that anymore. We can't do that for a while. We need things to settle down. Like, seriously, what? You're going to be responsible for killing your grandmas.
We all reacted to lockdown in different ways. People tried Zoom for school, funerals, choirs, music lessons.
Gaze at the moon until I lose my senses. Can't look at hobbles, and I can't do this anymore.
Remember all the rules? They were so confusing, with neighbors spying on neighbors, calling the papers, calling the cops. Peg talked to her friend Carol about how reckless it got.
I remember you talking about going to dinner with somebody, or trying to go to their house for dinner, and him saying he was really worried that the neighbors, that he'd heard of a story that somebody had ratted somebody out for having an unknown person over to their house.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I was. And we just very quietly would get together.
Right.
Yeah, we mostly go for walks in the park. In the
Right.
open, but
Yeah.
I was going to his house and very quietly coming in.
Yeah.
Fully masked and not gowned, but
Yeah.
masked to get into his apartment.
Oh,
Rules.
do not touch your face.
Do not hug.
Don't go to work if you're feeling ill. Do not go outside.
Do not stay inside.
Do not cough out loud. Do not breathe moistly. Happy birthday to you.
Do not sing.
Don't you dare blow out your candles.
Do not stand outside and howl at the moon.
Do not tell anyone you love them unless you are 2 meters apart, and only then if you really, really mean it.
In the case of sexual frustration, do use glory holes.
Don't let anyone down.
Do not complain. Do not meet with your friends, or especially your family, who should understand that this is not a good excuse to not meet with them and or talk to them and eat their stupid food or listen to them.
And then all of a sudden, you have to wear a mask all the time. And it's a surgical mask because guess what? We don't have any N95s for you guys. So conserve your mask, keep the mask on, don't change it. And you're like, what the hell is that? I mean, masks, the surgical masks, which we used all the time, you take them off in between each patient. You take them off, you take them off. And then it sort of dawned on me that this is crazy ass that this country hasn't got any preparations and hasn't got their own friggin' PPE factories and whatnot. I'm like, how stupid is this?
I was in the ICU and I could move my hands, and I was hooked up to this one IV unit, and the warning thing was touchy and it would go off. It went off like every 2 or 3 minutes. And so in the ICU, the nurses would have to go through protocol to come into the ICU, put on fresh gowns and stuff and hat and gloves, come into the ICU, turn off the machine, and then go back to whatever they're doing. Finally, I said, could you wheel that machine here and I'll just show me how to shut it off when it goes off. And so every time it went off, I just kind of reach over and hit the button and it would go off. But it would just say, and it's just a small little thing like that. But I felt like I was contributing. I was a contributing member of the hospital. I should get paid.
Well, I think we all know someone who has died from COVID. I had a very dear friend in her mid-90s. She was very sociable. She still loved to travel and enjoy herself. She was quite sprightly, living on her own in her own home. She had no dementia and very little else wrong with her. After following lockdown for 3 months, she got so sick of the isolation, she said, to hell with it. And she started going out and about and just forgot about the rules. She died of COVID about 10 days later, 48 hours after first showing symptoms.